Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Micah just checking in, and I'm just gonna do some power push day. So I'm starting off with the bench press, doing 225 5x5. Definitely love doing the 5x5, and I'm gonna hold that strong until I find it necessary to kind of move on to a different protocol. But feeling stronger, and then I'm gonna move on to the incline press. So as stated in previous videos, I really just want to focus on building that upper chest. So when I do that front relax, my chest doesn't just disappear on me. So I'm doing 3 by 6 to 8 reps. I'm just feeling stronger and stronger each time I'm doing this lift, and I'm going to keep holding strong with those incline presses movements. And I actually went up to 205 and still feeling strong at this point with trying to get the rep ranges, the 6 to 8, and just trying to maximize the volume when it comes down to my push day. And I'm going to move on to my OHPs in the next exercise, just to help out with my shoulder development. And this is something that the judges continually told me that I need to build that shoulder development, and so that's what I want to focus on as well. I love OHPs, definitely something that I'm going to continue to ride high on when it comes down to it. So I'm doing 5x5 in this movement as well. I even pushed it to 40 pounds on each side. I'm really trying to get to that 45 plate, but it's not just about the weight per se. It's about getting that full range of motion and just pressing that movement just to maximize that. Then I'm moving on to good old bent over rows. Definitely another exercise that's one of my favorites, one of my staples when it comes down to building up that thickness of the back. And I feel like my width is where it needs to be, or just continually building upon that, but I really want to build up the thickness of the back as well. So bent over rows is something that I'm going to really target with that 5x5 and other movements within the week as well. But I feel like this movement alone can definitely help get me there with getting that back development that I really want, that thickness. And so I even went up a little bit heavier with 245 with this movement, and I'm going to move over to some flat bench dumbbell presses as well after I'm done with this movement. But basically I'm really just trying to target these rep ranges of 6 to 8, 5x5, just lower rep ranges, and just to try to maximize the weight that I can push. Now that I have calories in me, more macros, increased food, I'm going to definitely try to utilize that food and continue to press as much as I can. And this even goes into my other workouts as well. And so went up to the 110s, and this is something that really helps me. So I'm doing 90s right now, but I actually bumped it up to the 110s after this, just to help out with the movements. But other than that, definitely want to move on to the next exercise, which is good over single arm bent over rows. Now this is something that I'm newly incorporating just because I feel like I can actually get the right pool of this exercise so that I can actually feel it in my back. From previous times of trying to do this, I wasn't able to really hit the back that much, and so now I feel like I got the right technique, the right form to ensure that I'm maximizing blood flow into that area. And I'm actually able to lift pretty heavy with this. So I get to the 90s. I'm also I get up to the 110s, with getting some good rep ranges within this realm. And I just really, really want to focus on building that thickness of the back. And so as stated in previous videos, when you do rows, that's for the thickness of the back. When you're doing like pull-ups, lat pull-downs, things that you're pulling down, that's going to help out with the width of the back. And so as you see, this is the 110s with this movement, and so definitely feeling stronger, fuller. As you can see, I'm not as lean, but I'm really trying to maximize my ability for growth after a contest prep so depleted that my muscles just want want food, and so I'm definitely trying to maximize the amount of calories that I can. And I feel like I'm finally in a good surplus to start making some good gains in this building phase. But last but not least, I go ahead and do some single arm presses, and this is something that I newly incorporated. Seeing Jeff Alberts do this exercise, he seems to be using this like as a staple, and I just love this exercise, to be honest with you, just to really target that shoulder and just be able to get that overall pump within that realm. So I'm just starting off with the 40s, and then I go up to the 50s. But definitely, if you have any questions, definitely anything, suggestions, critiques, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll definitely take them to heart and try them out. I'm all about trying to maximize my growth, my ability to learn new techniques and try things differently. Now that I have a year and a half to really dive into experimentation and try to figure out what's the best approach for me. But I appreciate all your support, and have a good one. Bye-bye.